All right, happy Tuesday, everyone, and thanks for checking it as we take a look at your national coast-to-coast forecast. I'm meteorologist Todd Nelson. We have a high-amplitude weather pattern. I'll explain what that means here in just a second, but overall cold and somewhat snowy in the eastern U.S. and warm and dry in the western U.S. So here's our high-amplitude weather pattern. Going to follow the jet stream here, moving in from the Pacific north into Canada, back down south over the eastern U.S. down to the Gulf Coast states. So depending on what side of the nation you're on and depending on what side of the jet stream you're on, it's either warm and dry in the western U.S. or cold and snowy in the eastern U.S. So that's a high amplitude weather pattern. We're going to see continued light snow chances again in the eastern U.S. over the next couple of days or at least few days. Greater chance of some heavier accumulations of snow over the Great Lakes, the high elevations of the Appalachians, and then into the parts of the Northeast. We're also going to see again some moisture move into the northern Rockies and the coastal communities, Washington and Oregon, as that Pacific moisture starts to kind of flatten out. Snowfall tallies in the northern Cascades, northern Rockies not looking all that impressive. Here's a clipper system, at least a couple of them through the end of the week, diving through the Midwest, and the heaviest snowfall come in the form of lake effect down into those Great Lakes, and then of course in the high elevations still seeing some decent moisture over the Appalachians, West Virginia, back into Pennsylvania. But there it is, the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook still suggesting that we're going to be well below average along the eastern seaboard through mid-February, but we are going to be warming up as you head back to the west with some record warmth, in fact, today underneath that ridge in some spots. Look at that big pocket of cold air, though, over the Great Lakes down into the Gulf Coast region. You should notice there that blue indicating 15 to almost 20+ degree below average readings, but we're about 10 to nearly 20 degrees above average for places in California and also into the Midwest. 63 in Billings, 61 in Seattle, 82 today in Phoenix, but colder in Minneapolis, Chicago, and St. Louis.